Hi, this is Onion, continuing our playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV Online, A Realm Reborn. We are in 2.55 Part 2. I think we have 3 more main story quests before we're locked into doing the Crystal Tower. I'm going to bust those out real quick. Just a reminder, all audio is, or all text of all the main story is has text to audio added, so I can hear what's actually going on. I have a problem with reading and dyslexia, so this helps me enjoy the game the way it was meant. Alright, thanks.
You must be weary, Onion. And now may very well be your only chance to.
Antecedent. A messenger from Ul'dah arrived with a missive for you.
The royal seal. Curious indeed. Ah. An invitation. On behalf of the Council of the Aeolzean Alliance, Her Royal Majesty Nornormo Ul Namo invites the Scions of the Seventh Dawn to attend a feast at the Royal Palace of Ul'dah in honor of Ishgard's recent victory. It would seem we are to be recognized for our part in lifting the siege, you, for your valiant efforts as commander of the adventurers contingent, and the Archons for their earnest attempts to rouse the city-states. Truly, I find it strange that the Alliance leaders should think themselves deserving of a place at such a celebration. All 3 refused to deploy their standing armies, preferring to send hastily assembled companies of sellswords, many of whom perished ere the siege began. Are they truly so brazen as to seek to share in the glory of your triumph? Ah, but mayhap they simply seek a pretext to meet with the Ishgardians while the mood is yet jubilant. Such an occasion would present a fine opportunity to press for Ishgard's return to the Aeolzean Alliance. We have scarce had time to mourn Moonbreeder, and I, for one, am in no mood to carouse. But I suppose we must put away our grief for the good of the realm. Though you were promised rest, I fear I must insist that you also attend. It would be a strange celebration indeed if the victorious hero were not present. Pray content yourself with the thought that such occasions may bring about momentous change, and this without recourse to bloodshed. Tataru, if you would do me the favor of contacting the rest of the Scions?
Of course, Antecedent, and please let me know if there's anything else I can do.
Curious. I have never known Tataru to sigh at such requests. Could aught be amiss?
Tataru is conspicuous by her absence.
Tataru. I believe she just stepped outside. Now that I think on it, she did seem rather preoccupied.
Oh, Onion, it's you. I didn't mean to worry anyone. It's nothing, really. Well, it's not nothing exactly. But it feels like nothing compared to the towering trials you and the others face every day. And that's why I should probably talk to Minfilia before things get any worse. Ah, you always know what to say, Onion. I'm glad we had this little chat.
Yes, Tataru. You have my undivided attention.
I've been hesitant to broach the subject, what with all the recent excitement, but Onion made me realize that there's no time like the present, and time is what I'm here to ask you for.
I am not sure I understand. If you wish to be excused from your duties for a time, then you have certainly earned the rest, but I suspect that lying abed is far from your intent.
You know me too well, Antecedent. There is, in fact, something I've been wanting to try my hand at. Along with the adventurers and the Crystal Braves, the Scions are constantly being thrown into dangerous battles and deadly predicaments. Even Hori Boulder and Coltnet have been promoted from guard duty to fill our need for competent warriors. And so it seems only right that I, too, should acquire the power to defend myself. And others, more importantly. When I return, I shall be both your receptionist and your bodyguard.
Whoa, hey. That's the first time I've almost been knocked to the ground by a Lalafell. I've never seen Miss Tataru so determined. Has aught befell with which I might help, antecedent?
Not at present, thank you. Was there something you would ask of me?
Oh, yes. Pray excuse my distraction. An adventurer who was to join us for escort duty was injured while out on patrol. And I fear we cannot properly defend the scholars entrusted to our protection without the aid of at least one more guard. Therefore, I humbly request that another adventurer, of the capable kind, of course, be assigned to our party.
Very well. I shall consider the potential candidates and provide you with a replacement as soon as I am able.
My thanks, antecedent. I take my leave of you.
The power to defend oneself? Tataru has ever been full of surprises. Now that I think on it, I do recall Orionje mentioning that she had developed an interest in Arcanima. Mayhap she hopes to gain admittance to the Arcanists Guild in Limsala Minsa. Yes, that will be the way of it. Would you be so kind as to journey to the guild and see that all is well? It is doubtless unwarranted, but surely I am not alone in my concern for her safety. I wonder, do you perchance recall the commitment I made to furnish Hoary Boulder with a capable adventurer? Well, I am sorry to say that I have as yet been unable to do so. Now, I realize that you are rather more than a capable adventurer, and that escort duty is frankly beneath a woman of your talents, but I have no one else to turn to at present. Might you be willing to forego rest and assist us in this matter? Generous to a fault. I thank you, Onion. Now, it seems only fair that I explain the import of the task in question. For some time, our order has employed a handful of scholars to travel around Eorzea taking etheric readings that we might better understand the impact of primal summonings. Natural Li, it behooves us to ensure our employees' safety, and so we ask the adventurers in our service to serve as escorts. Hoary Boulder and Kultnit were to act as two such escorts, as was a third adventurer. Alas, due to injury, said adventurer is not presently fit for duty, hence my need to impose upon your goodwill. You truly are a pillar of strength, Onion. Hoary Boulder will share with you the details of your task. He should be waiting for you outside. Be safe.
Onion? Is it true that you agreed to lend us a hand? Huzzah! What did I tell you, Kultnit? Our misfortune has become a blessing, an opportunity to serve alongside the warrior of light herself.
Need I remind you that we have 3 scholars to escort, each of whom will take a different route?
True, but our mission is the same. Separated by mounds we may be, but in spirit we shall be together.
If such thoughts bring you joy, you are welcome to think them. To more practical concerns, Onion, we would have you attend to the scholar charged with surveying the South Shroud.
He is waiting at Camp Tranquil as we speak. All you need do is follow the man. He will determine the most appropriate locations to take his readings. In spirit, Onion, in spirit, we shall be together every step of the way.
At last, the Science woman deigns to grace me with her presence. A pity that we have no time for pleasantries. Our first destination is Isamhar. Come, we are late enough as it is. Yes, this location should suffice. Once I finish calibrating my instruments, I will require but a moment to take the necessary measurements. I trust I need not explain that my work can suffer no interruptions? Then please, stand at an appropriate distance and keep watch for wild beasts. I see we have both completed our respective tasks. A satisfactory outcome. Though, if I could make one suggestion, you might try to dispatch your foes more quietly in future. I do not like to pick fault, but I really must be allowed to concentrate. Now then, Snake Molt awaits. Shall we? Right about here, yes. As before, I would ask that you keep an eye out for dangerous beasts as I work. Fascinating. These readings are not at all what I expected, though perhaps that should come as no surprise. I am not given to superstition, but there is a queer, almost blasphemous air hereabouts. Let us quit this place and return to Roots Lake. We have one more site to survey. As before, my guardian. Pray leave me to my task and ensure our safety. This data should prove invaluable too. Ye gods, what is that stench? Did you slaughter a creep of adamantesses while my back was turned? Quickly now, to Camp Tranquil. I will not have my clothing reeking of blood and offal. You chose to paddle in the Ichor a while longer, I take it. No matter, I took advantage of my unexpected privacy and performed a cursory analysis of my data. It would appear that there has been a measurable decrease in Eorzea's ambient ether concentration since the calamity. However, this data is far from conclusive. We must take additional measurements to confirm my assessment. For our next survey, I would have you escort me to Earth's fount. The ambient ether concentrations there are so high that crystalline structures form spontaneously. Consequently, anomalous fluctuations should be much easier to detect. Brilliant, yes? No, don't bother answering, that was rhetorical. Now, come along. You should be more than familiar with the procedure by now. Pray find a suitable position from which to keep watch while I take measurements. Yes, quite high, yet still markedly lower than the historical measurements taken near the end of the 6th astral era. Could the presence of a primal account for the difference? Or is there something else? Something else. Cyan, come here. I need you.
Fear not, my friends. Help has arrived.
There you are, Onion. Hori and I were worried when you and your charge failed to return at the appointed hour.
Gutted like a hog, but not by one, no. These wounds were made with a blade. Doesn't look like he put up much of a fight, either. Nary a mark on his sword or his shield.
I've heard nothing of any Crystal Brave operations in this area. What cause had Willard to come here?
What should we do?
We will see to the scholar's protection, Onion.
I and the boys remains. You should return to the Rising Stones. The antecedent will want to know what happened here. And so do I.
Onion? What are you doing here? I didn't mean for her to worry. That's the last thing I wanted. Putting an end to such worries is precisely the reason I'm here, don't you see? I, Tataru, shall become a great and powerful arcanist. And now, at Mistress Thubbergon's behest, I must go and complete a special training exercise. Until we meet again.
Greetings, and welcome to the Arcanists Guild. Do you require assistance? So you are acquainted with our newest member. I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I fear young Tataru may not be ideally suited to the study of Arcanima. Nevertheless, she would not be denied, and goes now to undertake her first trial, a simulated inspection of 3 crates. A simple task, some might say, but one all Arcanists are expected to complete. A thought occurs to me, why not supervise Tataru's training? You are clearly an accomplished adventurer, and given your relationship with the girl, you seem an ideal person to have on hand. Her trial will be conducted at the cliffs south of the Zephyr Gate. You need only observe at a distance.
or Azure Seas to Pirates Port, where she met her shining jewel. For to bring the smuggler's plans to naught, came the lass whom none could fool! Beat him with a backdraft! Gut him with a gust! Deck him with a downburst! Go, carbuncle, go! Oh ho ho ho. Are those crates I spy? Ah, and this must be the true test. But we're ready for them, aren't we, carbuncle? Carbuncle? Ooh-ah. Come back, carbuncle. Come back. I should have known you'd come, Onion. You needn't say a word, your face says it all. I know you bore witness to my shame, betrayed by my own carbuncle and left at the mercy of wild beasts. I must accept the truth. I'll never be a warrior like you or the others. I will inform Mistress Thubbergheim of my intention to withdraw from the guild. Arcanima, like so much else, is beyond me.
Ah, back so soon? How fared our fledgling arcanist?
Abysmally, Mistress Thubbergheim, abysmally, as Onion will testify. I was wrong to become an arcanist. Wrong as usual. I am completely and utterly unqualified, and I sincerely apologize for wasting your time.
Tataru. If that were true, I would not have permitted you to join in the first place. We must all come to accept our limitations, lest our ambitions lead us astray. However, we must not lose sight of our strengths in the process. For example, your exceptional skill with numbers helped you to gain a solid grasp of the fundamentals of Arcanima. Were it not so, you would have struggled even to summon Carbuncle to your side. In my opinion, the Scions are truly fortunate to have such a capable and good-natured receptionist in their service. Would you not agree?
You are too kind, Mistress Thubbergheim. Though I could not overcome this challenge, I shall take your words to heart and try not to be discouraged.
Onion, you are returned. And you seem troubled. Did the role of escort chafe so? Willed, dead? Mayhap murdered? By the 12. How can that be? I will send word to Alphino at once. He will want to conduct a full investigation, and send word to Wild's family. Gods. He was just a boy. Who would do this, and why?
As fetching as these garments are, I fear I shall never don them again. But I can't go back to the Rising Stones without something to show for my time away. Wait, I know what I can do. That is, if you don't mind accompanying me for a little longer. Wonderful? Then to Costa del Sol we will go. It's a bit of a gamble, but I'm confident it will pay off. Yes, this is it. This is where the man at the drowning winch told me to look. There is a certain variety of clam which can be harvested this time of year in Bloodshore, one which produces the most marvelous pearls. However, these clams are also coveted by certain wild creatures, and since I fared rather poorly in battle last time. Ahem. Let us be off. What fortune, I've already found one. Would you be so kind as to keep watch while I work? This should only take a moment. Well fought, Onion, well fought. I knew I was right to ask you to come. As for me, I have my prize, a bounty of blood pearls. So named for their reddish hue, they were treasured as wards against dark magics in ancient times. I thought I might make charms for everyone, so that no matter where they go, they will always come home. It's sort of the power to defend myself and other people, in a way. Right? Well, I mustn't keep Flamin waiting. There's work to be done, and lots of it. We're to secure provisions for the scions and the Laminson markets. She may have an eye for quality, but I have a nose for bargains. Will you be heading back to the Rising Stones? If so, pray convey my apologies to the antecedent, and tell her that she needn't worry about me. Farewell, Onion, and thank you for everything. That sounded rather final, didn't it? How about, until we meet again?
Welcome home, Onion. I gather you found Tataru in Limsa Luminsa. My, it sounds as though she had quite an adventure. And while it did not end as she had hoped, I suspect that it will prove to be a valuable experience. I dare say she could have managed without our intervention. Even so, I appreciate you indulging my request. I am sorry, Onion. No doubt you have other matters to attend to, and we have already imposed upon you so much. Pray take some time for yourself. I dare say you have more than earned a respite. After all, we will be most busy with preparations as the banquet draws near. Should other adventures summon you elsewhere, perhaps now is the time to heed their call?
In order to progress in the main scenario, you must first complete certain quests in the Crystal Tower series. The Crystal Tower quest series may be undertaken by speaking with the outlandish man in Revenant Toll.
Alright, we're going to stop it there. I'm going to break up the Crystal Tower into its own playlist, and then we will go into a time to every purpose when we come back to finish up ARR. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this as I am.